It has been 24 hours and this floating reef is sick. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and yet another Tank Tuesday. In this video, we're going to be creating a floating rock in my 3-gallon nano tank. That is right, a floating rock in a 3-gallon saltwater nano tank. You're going to want to stick around to the end of this video so you can find out how you can win a tank just like this one. Let's get into the building. So, a floating rock in this tank is going to be a little tricky because, as you can see, we are not working with that much real estate here, and you obviously want to have space on both sides, tops and bottoms. I got this cute little Buddha. I have a really cool idea to do with him. However, just because of the sizing, I don't know if it's going to work just yet. This is the acrylic piece we're going to be working with. I went with a 5mm sheet to hopefully make sure it holds the rock good. That back wall is not that sturdy. The good thing is it's only going to be like 2 pounds of rock, so it should be okay, but we really won't know until everything is kind of in there and seeing how everything holds. I think we got to make some measurements to make sure we cut this piece properly. 9 inches there. I probably want at least 2.5 inches on each side. That's going to be a really tight platform. I don't want to go any smaller, so yeah, 4 wide. Oh crap, it's only 7 deep. 4.5 out would be plenty. All right, so we're going to go with like an 8.5 by 4 sheet. Stuff is really stuck on here. Solid marker. Our bend is going to be around the 4 1/4 mark. So that will be our bend, and then we can do like a from here to here kind of bendy bend. That looks pretty legit, and I actually can do a whole nother one if I end up cracking this one or something. We got all the tools we're gonna need. We're gonna need a pilot hole. We're gonna need a hole saw. We're gonna need that's for later, silicone. A jigsaw to cut the piece, and then a blow dryer because I do not have a heat gun, so I hope that works.
Put the work in. Hey, put the work in. Put the work in.
This right here is our rectangle. The smallest hole saw I had is this one, which it doesn't even say what it is on it, but I think it's 1 inch. I think I'm gonna do 3 holes here. That way it creates like a little cavity for airflow, the fish to go through, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna do the drill first so that way I have more of a platform to hold.
Made for this since birth. Yes, I know my worth. Go hard, put in work, cause I come first, and I ain't even need your help. I put the work in. Put the work in.
Shit, we're stuck.
Put the work in. You gotta do it for yourself. Put the work in. I heard you looking for results.
Got our 3 holes. I think I went a little overkill with the thickness of this acrylic for this little tank, but I guess it's better that than the, you know, rocks falling off. Step 1 is done. Well, technically this is like step 2 or 3 already, but we got our 3 holes, and now it's time to cut the actual 8.5 inch piece that we're going to be using for the backing. So I got to cut along here and along here. I'm going to be using a jigsaw to do it.
Put the work in. I heard you looking for results. Put the work in. You gonna have to put the work in. Put the work in.
We got it. Mounted this guy on here, and I'm just going to be using a handy dandy blow dryer. Bringing in some reinforcements. Holy jeez, no, I think that's too close, too close.
Start bending, put pressure.
Too close. Can you lower it? Like so it's less? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright, stop. It's bending. We're gonna go a little bit more than 90. And then we hold, folks. And then we hold. That was so much faster than a blow dryer. This is the bend we got going right now. I'm trying to hold it like a little bit farther than 90 so that it has room to, you know, slowly fall back over time or whatever it's gonna do. It is drying. It's just taking a little bit. It's taking a little bit of time here. That's a freaking nice rock shelf if I've ever seen one. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself. This thing came out pretty good. Dang, Mr. Buddha is definitely not going to work in here, unfortunately. Realistically, if I wanted the rock, I mean, I feel like it at least has to come here because then coral can grow over it. But I don't want it to not come up that high. That right there is 3/4 of an inch from the min line, and I think that is going to be our best bet. Honestly, there's not a perfect option in here just because it's such a small tank. A little bit lower, sure, the top is good, but then the bottom is too low, and if I put it higher, then I can't put stuff on the top of the rocks, and it's gonna be harder to cover it. I moved over the media basket from here to here just to have some pressure so that it doesn't bend this backing too much. You see how this bends? But this way, now we have kind of like a little structure under there holding it in place. Some aquarium silicone to glue the backing to the backing. I kind of want a little bit to come out the sides and the top so that I could wipe it off and have that seal as well. The only thing I'm worried about, which I think it will be fine, is as you can see, you guys saw how much I put on there, and there's still like a couple little pockets that didn't get it. I tried to stick my hand back there and like push, but I just couldn't get all of them out, little paperweight. And now we wait. Well, hello again. Same day. I have changed my mind. I was originally going to do live rock in the nano tank, but I have decided to just go with dry rock for a couple different reasons. One, it's cheaper. It's only $2.99 a pound, which is solid, especially when you only need 3 pounds. Two, I won't have to worry about like keeping the rock wet while I'm like still just like securing everything. Is going to be a lot easier if I don't have to worry about putting everything in water. I decided, let me go right now and go pick up the dry rock so that way I am ready when the silicone is dry to just freaking start putting that shit in. So we're on the way to Beverly's. First, we gotta find the dry rock. I know they got the live rock here, maybe over here with the trees and stuff. I think it's gonna be this. Oh, and they got more right here. Like literally one of these things is gonna be my whole entire tank. We got a couple rocks to play with here. This one she found really cool. Has a dope little thing. I think I could hang it on the ledge maybe. I like this one too because it's got like little holes and cavities. I mean, this is looking pretty sick though. It's so hard to do this with like such a small tank because that's probably already overweight. Check this out. I just made a tiny little kind of swim hole. Actually, there's two, which I really freaking like. Boom. We went a little over. We got 4 pounds, but it was only $2.69 a pound. So I figured I have a 3-gallon tank. So I'm trying to keep it like 2.5, max 3 pounds, because also it's on the floating rock. So I'd rather get that extra pound to kind of play with and just make something really cool out of it. Also, don't forget, stay tuned to the end of this video so you can find out how you can win a nano tank just like the one that I'm currently building this floating rock in. We are back and it is time to start rockscaping. This is rock solid. However, the one thing that I noticed this morning is when I was putting pressure on here to see if it was like dry and secure, you see how this back wall slightly moves. It's a little bit better now. I noticed these points. They have one here, and then there's another one down there that I couldn't reach. They were not attached to the back wall, so it's here for structure, like I guess to prevent it from caving in, but it wasn't preventing it from pooling away. So I figured it couldn't hurt to add a little bit of extra support and silicone those to the back wall, so that way when the rock is on the floating acrylic, it won't pull that backing so much, because I obviously don't want to break the silicone that's holding that wall to split the filtration area from the main part of the tank. Solid. Hey, look at my shadow. All right, we're done. Just kidding. Oh, this is gonna go everywhere. I could already tell. Hey! No! How did it break from the center? That definitely was not what I was trying to do. However, everything happens for a reason, and you know, we just cut a bunch of weight, and now we can just really dial in the structure.
I'm gonna lose my mind, might not make it out this time. I'm choking on every breath. They tell you that life's not fair. Well, it's not heaven I'm looking for.
We're having to approach this a little bit differently. I am starting to silicone the back little rocks in the back just because we're basically going to be working with just a bunch of small pieces. making progress. It's slow progress, but it's still progress. I'm also having to silicone a lot more of the rocks than I had anticipated. This silicone actually dries really freaking fast. Like, it's good. This one over here is secured. I just put this one against that one, so I'm gonna leave it. I glued this corner piece because it was just too on the edge wobbling. I know I want it there because it does a really nice job of having an overhang and covering this front corner as well as half of this here, so that is a good spot, especially since this is how you kind of enter the room and see the tank. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Also do my best to make sure I don't get too close to the glass. Just anything I gotta do, I don't want stuff to be hitting all the glass. Again, it is a super small space we're working with, so I'm trying to remember that coral is gonna be covering all of this, and even if all the acrylic isn't completely covered, it's okay because the coral is just gonna cover it. So I'm just, as long as I get the majority of it covered, we should be good. I'm at like the stage where it's like coming together, but at the same time I'm like blocked off and I don't know what the heck this is gonna look like. I don't know what the heck to do over here. We've been at this for a couple hours now. I thought this was gonna be super easy, and turns out it's not. Hey, but make sure you stay tuned because it's almost time to find out how you can win a free tank, just like this one. I think this piece right here is the first time I'm gonna use the epoxy on. It kind of locks in with this one, and then this would be a removable section. So like, whoop, I could just take this out if I have to trim stuff on that one. Not the prettiest job, but I've never done this before, so I'm satisfied with it. I epoxied these two pieces on, epoxied these two together. Both of them are sturdy on top of the structure that we built, so I don't have to glue them down to this, which is awesome. Keep it light. Remember, I'm trying to make sure I don't use all of this. We got a hole over here, which is cool. It is a lot of holes for all the fish that I'm not gonna have. I think we got it, folks. Just got everything finished, like a solid 5 hours for this. I'm gonna let it, you know, all cure and stuff, and then I will show you guys tomorrow. And we're back. It has been 24 hours and this floating reef is sick. I am super pumped with how this turned out. Let me show you guys all the little modular aspects that we did to it. My original goal was not to have to keep all of this in here, but as you can see, we got some solid hole structures. We got holes there. We got a little bridge here so they can go through there. We got another hole back in there, which that hole drops down so that way they can like swim through over there. We got, that's like a little micro hole I didn't even know I had. Here we got a double hole and we got another hole in here. This thing is looking sweet. Also, it kind of makes like a little heart, sort of. Kind of. Being that it is such a small tank, obviously corals are going to outgrow rather quickly. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to, at least for the majority of the structure, be able to take pieces out and trim corals back if necessary, rather than having to stick my hands in there and figure out a way to trim them inside of the tank. This little bridge right here, I wasn't super sold on it, so it is removable. And then we have two other main structures. This whole piece right here, lifts out like that, and then finally this other large chunk, which has a piece down the side around the top forming to block a lot of the acrylic, also comes out like this. So those are three solid pieces, really two large ones, but then look, this is all we have. We have just the base of the structure left. That is how we made the floating rock. I know the epoxy doesn't look the prettiest now, but the corals are gonna cover it super fast. Boom! That is gonna look so dope when we get sand in it. Cool little extension here. I don't know what I'm gonna put on there. We got holes and cavities for everything all over the place. Heck yeah. Alright, so we built the floating reef in my 3-gallon nano tank. Now, the real reason you guys are probably all here is because of the free tank giveaway. You want to know how you can win a tank just like this one, minus the floating reef, just the empty, you know, the empty tank. Whatever you want to do with it is up to you guys. Well, here's how you can win one. That's right, you can win a tank just like this one because I am giving it away. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just buying a tank and sending it to one of you guys. So, here's how you can enter the giveaway. Number 1, you need to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram at Dream State Living. 2 is you need to take a screenshot of any part of this video, doesn't matter what part, and you need to post it up on your story on Instagram. Make sure to tag me so that I know you did it, at Dream State Living, and tag a friend. 3, you need to write a comment on this video saying done, as well as writing your Instagram handle so that I could make the connection between the two. The giveaway is going to be going all the way through Sunday, so make sure you enter and do all these steps before then. I'm going to be selecting the winner on Monday at random. All these rules are going to be down in the description below so that you can make sure that you get all of them in time. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications on. We got new videos every single week. Good luck, and we will see you guys in the next one. Later.